Hi everybody, my name's Dina. Thank you for joining today. As you can see by the title of this video, this is going to be something that people will have strong opinions about. Let's go ahead and take a few deep breaths. Center and align our energies. So we're all adults here. I'm going to just see what the cards have to say about the situation in the U.S. political arena and the presidential candidacy here in 2024. So overseeing this reading, we have Orca Whale Adventure and Lynx Keeper of Secrets. So I'm sensing that we've got some interesting things coming out. The reading that I just recorded had something to do with a court case with some legal proceedings coming out, and I do feel like there's some secrets that will be exposed, and that's always an adventure. So everything here is for entertainment purposes only. We have the card of personal choice at the bottom. This is not recorded to influence anybody's opinion. I celebrate everybody's diversity and their ability to choose what is right for their path. So I will try my best not to influence with my own personal opinions. If I must interject, I will do so, but trust that I'm trying my best to be non-political and non-partisan and just see what the cards have to say. But I'm the shuffler, so it's going to come through me a bit. So let's see, what can we get? We're going to get a few cards on each of the individuals, their strengths, weaknesses, and advice from Spirit. And let's start with an animal totem for each of the candidates. We're only going to go red and blue this time because I only have so much recording capacity. So let's start with just Trump and Harris. And we're going to do the left-hand side, which is counterintuitive. So let's switch this right now. We'll do the left-hand side as Harris Waltz, and we'll do the right-hand side as Trump Vance. So let's start out with Harris then on the left. What animal totem comes forward for the Harris Waltz Democratic campaign? Here, we'll take that one. Underneath the deck, we have Sea Otter, happiness. Be the master of playful living, release expectations and enjoy every day. Let go of worry and instead choose love. Surrender to the waves. Your good destiny of love is sure. And the one that came out was Giraffe, visionary. Rise above earthly matters. Glide through life with grace. You're able to see the right path. Stand tall in your self-worth and love with a big heart. So, sounds good. She's got a vision. She's coming at it with a good attitude, and she's got a lot of confidence. She's making a name for herself, standing head and shoulders above the rest here, and she's using a good campaign for the feminine energy of love versus some of the other messages we've been seeing. Let's switch and go to the right hand side here and say Trump and Vance. What energies are stepping forward? I will have the comments off in this video. Apologies to anybody who wants to put your political opinion out there, but it's just easier for the channel to just keep the peace. Trump and Vance, what energy is coming forward? Okay, we have Black Jaguar, Old Soul, walk through life with confidence and grace. You have power from beyond the world. Focus on what you really want. You can create your dreams. with personal choice yet again here. It says, close your eyes. What animals do you imagine? What strengths are they known for? What wisdom do they share? Embrace these qualities. So, interesting combination. It's definitely talking about the power of the black jaguar comes through with a bit of a shamanic tone. People can say many things for what I'm about to say. So again, don't come for me in the comments, guys. I'm just a messenger in this moment. Many old souls have their own karma to come back and work through, and this shaman walks through the underworld and initiates individuals into their own darkness so that they can integrate these issues and come out more powerful for having faced down the demons. And so it's an empowerment process here of personal choice. So what additional energy is that bringing forward for them? I think that that he speaks to people on a very primal level of what is trying to step forward when he's appealing to people's emotional nature in different ways. I think that he's been able to help some individuals to feel differently because of many reasons. So again, I'm going to try to pull myself back. So it also comes through with the Trump Vance side with cougar, assertive. And so in silence, you find power. Claim your leadership role and take action. You know where to go and what to do. You have the courage and confidence to succeed. So we also talked confidence comes through twice on the Trump side, and we have love twice on the Harris side. So we'll put that deck to the side here, and let's go in and let's get the primary spread, and then we're going to come back and do some more oracles in a moment. So wasn't sure, actually let's put this one more deck before we get into that one. I want to do archetypal energies supporting both candidates. Let's start again with Harris. That's kind of too many. Let's take just a look here. Flipped up, we have the Father, the Thread, and the Bardo. The liminal in-between space, the karmic thread with the Father. So that's an interesting combination. So piecing things together from a very intuitive space, and with the love out here, it's family values. There's more, just a moment here. The womb and the forest also. And I always notice that the forest and the Father are connected with these evergreens. The liminal in-between space wants more information to be shared. I'm going to switch with a clarifying deck here. Let's use this one. We have assistance coming through. Yes, this Bardo card. I see. The liminal in-between space. I think that she's able to appeal to individuals because of her time spent in the middle class, and with her ability to do things such as go walk the actual assembly line at a plant in Michigan, where you have the other side just standing at the podium and or meeting with people with influence and microphones, which is a little bit different approach for both people. Take flight here. She has gone a lot of different places as well. She likes to uplift, which is part of the take flight, but also she's gone around and met a lot of individuals. Leading with love, we have being able to reach into people's feeling space versus their feeling of needing to be confident and powerful on the other side here. So, helping individuals kind of understand what can be done. And I think also with the father card coming out, we're talking a lot about our forefathers and about tradition and about scripts such as the Constitution in this election. And so with the father and being a feminine candidate and the womb, we've got the reproductive issues absolutely on the docket here, and the forest being so much of the disinformation and last minute switches and different opinions, polarized viewpoints, black and white of the father. It's like the feminine being able to also be tough. Oh, wouldn't you know, I have a delivery. One moment. All right, I think the guy is gone now. He and many other drivers love to sit in my driveway. It's a peaceful place out here. Let's move to the other side of the aisle in just a moment. While I was patiently waiting, the Bardo and the thread together, it's like there's this, with Bardo, it's also the liminal space between lives. And so I believe that she's an individual who has a lot of strong actual faith in her ancestors, in her heritage, in the preservation of a cultural diversity, because she comes from literal diversity. And I feel like she's in connection with a more worldly, global view, a more realistic, down to earth um, perspective on many things. And many people may be challenged by the idea of a woman president. If you remember, the minority got a vote before the women in the history of the US. And I only bring that up not to say that there was anything different about that, but it's interesting that it came in stages, and now we see the progression of leadership in the country following a similar pattern. We first had our first black male president, and now there is a woman candidate. And so for many, it's been important to see her as also the powerful, protective individual who's tough on issues as well, to be able to earn certain people's respect and attention. Let's move over, as promised, to Trump Vance side, and let's see if we can keep the cards nice and fluid. Get a few cards here about the archetypal issues and supportive or curious connections that want to be called out. Okay, that was a huge pile as well. The one that flipped out first here is actually, interestingly, the kiss. And for me, it's a little bit difficult to see this without thinking about the various depictions that have been pushed by the press where Trump's hand was swatted away by Melania, and then recently they speculated on his relationship with another individual and different things that he has said off color and disrespectfully in the past about his own opinions about being aggressive and bullying and I don't know what the word is, but completely inappropriate. And as a sexual predator, he's had allegations and actual convictions on many different things. It's been proven he's had affairs. And so with the kiss, it's like, you know, in the past, it was always focused on with every single candidate where if they were seen to have had an affair, it was a huge black mark, and then everybody talked about it, and it was the end of their career for most individuals, and with Clinton especially. And now we see individuals that would have previously demonized that behavior standing behind it. So let's get into this stack. On the top, we have the Eternal Child. I do think that he appeals to a lot of individuals who are very expressive of their emotional reaction and responsiveness, and talking about love on one side, differentiated from the space of feelings on the other. So, love is an emotion where reactionary tactics and feelings of power, disempowerment, um, and need to be confident and assertive here, to me in the moment talks a little bit about the emotional maturity that we see on that side, where it's the bullying behavior, playground tactics, um, name calling, and spoiled golden child type behavior, where he's been entitled. Vance has been entitled with privilege on many fronts. But we also have the Hunter card. He's definitely been on the pursuit. He follows up. He's very opportunistic, and so he will seek and objectify and destroy, and he's very tactical in that way. But he's also um, very reactive as well. And we see the horse might be balking at a light. They're a prey animal, and so they will startle and throw their rider at any moment because they get spooked. And so they respond to the feeling state quite immediately. So we've got a dual thing going on there, but also I think that there's a lot of there's more that could be said. We've got the storm. I think that there's a lot of emotional needs coming forward that are appealing to people who are seeking to have an outlet for their disempowerment, their disenfranchisement, and feelings of being needing something. Here we have the masked comic Heyoka empath, someone who potentially is hiding their truer nature behind charisma with the comic, perhaps appealing to the physical humor of the name calling here with the party hat. There's something we're not seeing though with the masked comic, an inner depression perhaps, because that's what I always see with that. We've got the mystic. I'm not sure how the mystic fits in. We'll clarify that one. We also have the lover. Interesting on this side. Definitely sometimes can be about choice, but in this context, I feel it's more about his personal choices in the realms of his choices of connections, and with the eternal child, the kiss, the hunter, the storm, all of these also with the lover. I can't do this recording and not say the things that he has alluding to, the things that he said, rather, that he was looking in on teenage beauty pageants when they were nude on purpose. He said this willingly. He said so many completely predator like, and so these things are definitely obviously going to hurt him in many ways, but there's something here that he's seeing that other people aren't really seeing, and there's something about him, this idolatry mindset, this golden nugget, golden child here, that people are identifying with him because they're silently masked in this way, feeling somehow petulant or abandoned or disenfranchised. But with the Lover and Agape coming next, there's an unconditional, eternal optimist viewpoint, I think, around his following, where individuals are putting him on some type of a pedestal for being able to speak the way that they cannot. And here we have the animal coming through under the deck, which seems like what we've talked about. I mean, there are very off-color things that he's said, and I could say a lot, but I'm not going to in this. I'm going to try to stay neutral. Let's just get a couple of cards each. Beneficial. Oh, I was going to clarify that card very quickly before I forget. The Mystic. I just want to see what the Mystic is speaking to us about, this moth energy. There's some type of transformation going on here. Oh boy. So we have the immunity card. The wild card in this may come from an unexpected development in the ongoing court case about immunity. We have a frequency shift and faith that justice will be done perhaps here. So there's going to be a shift in dynamic in that case, perhaps. There is talk that the judge has already decided that the information that's been here, besides the redacted information, will be exposed coming up as soon as, I believe, August 2nd, or excuse me, October 2nd or 3rd, but I believe no later than October 10th, I believe. So, all right, that's an interesting one. We're going to see the details of something in this case, and this may be also something that's creating assistance for the Harris campaign. Let's get beneficial influences. First, we'll go back to the left with Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. Got a pile coming out. We have another swan on this side with 17, the star. Peace and healing. So giving hope. I think that some of her economic advancements and the plans that she's laid out for home ownership and so on, some of the statements she's made are bringing a little bit more peace and healing to individuals who are looking to find a resurgence of those in matters. Here we have the Ace of Shells as the Ace of Cups, beautiful with this sea turtle. Happiness and abundance. Very interesting. We have happiness coming out a couple times now. 10 of Crystals, stability and attainment. Yeah, helping people to get a leg up, to gain stability in their lives, helping people to not only survive, but hopefully get a leg up. We've got 7, the Chariot, discipline and determination with this rhinoceros. This reminds me of her prosecutor background and how she's very determined and tenacious. And she's had a very disciplined approach in contrast to Trump has laid out a bunch of similar things that he's talked about, but he hasn't really given any details on anything other than having concepts. And the things that he has laid out are tried and true and undelivered in the past. So her discipline in hitting the campaign trail, inspiring people, which often gets people out, gets people feeling good and inspired, because an apathetic, upset, and repressed, angry populace doesn't get inspired to take action. All they do is complain. And so he's leading with a very slippery slope here. Then we have 7 of Acorns coming through with more determination. That's interesting. Both cards say determination. This one also says stamina. I believe I just said that. And is this, I think it's a badger. Yeah, badgering the witness, I'm hearing. Yeah, something may come back around, some type of interaction or an exchange of words. Could be a debate, but I mean, clearly they've said no already. So who knows if somebody would need to step out and say something and somebody would retort. 13, transformation, transition, and liberation. We already talked about the transitional space. Somebody, I'm hearing somebody may pass away. I'm not sure if that's a prominent political figure or a figure in somebody's life. I am not going to speculate who that could be, but that's an interesting tidbit. So we're going to get beneficial influences then first for Trump and Vance here before moving on. Okay, first one out is Five of Feathers, strategy and resilience. Yes, we talked about his strategy. He knows exactly what he's doing with this Black Jaguar Old Soul. There's a lot of information like the dog whistle to the specific groups that he knows he can incite on a feelings level to appeal to that. Strategy of five of feathers ends up being about conflict and combativeness and the ability to fight and to doubt and to five of feathers also is the one of the precursors to the seven. Here we have Page of Shells with intuition and inspiration. I think that's talking about his ability to spin rhetoric in the way that appeals to his base, and his ability to stick with his stories and resilience is his spontaneous way that he just spins things and dodges specifics. I think that that does end up working in his favor on the basic level here. Let's take those three. The one that popped out is 12, the Hanged Man with patience and perspective. He's playing his cards. Some people say it looks like he's not doing much because he knows something, but I think also a couple words, hanging Chad, and the things about ballots and hanging up, creating red tape so that things are delayed, delaying his court proceedings. He's been spending some time doing that, going through loops and putting other things into delayed status. But I think that we're going to see there's going to be a sentencing eventually in this case because he's already been convicted. So we're going to see some surprising information. The sentencing won't come until after the vote, from what I understand. We also have now the Four of Feathers, Sanctuary and Rest. Sanctuary. I don't know if he's going to get some freebies on these where he will be able to keep some things out of view on the by and large. It looks like he's going to need to take some rest to integrate this stuff, but I think that with Hanged Man, it doesn't look the best. Queen of Crystals, comfort and prosperity. I feel like this is something about millennia coming through. It comes right over the kiss. It could also be with the bribe attempts. More information coming forward about that because that's what he was covering up in this immunity case was the payoff money, the hush money case. So comfort and prosperity. An 8 of feathers underneath with courage and solutions with the mouse. There's some type of pesty thing here that isn't going away, but he's showing a tough face, and I think that they've already decided what they're going to say and what they're going to do when the information goes public. We may see a distraction event or something of that nature. I sense that I am being biased here, but I mean, as far as I can tell, these are just facts. Let's get this crossed card here. Two of Acorns, insight and focus. That's about choosing where we go from that point. It's like this eagle. The eagle was what I thought people would go for on the personal choice of what animal do you see. It's like this America, you know, home of the free. It's a very Republican-esque image in my personal imagery. Insight and focus. I think he's going to double down and focus on the people that he understands that won't change their views, and he'll have some things to say. He'll have his protective maneuvers, something else coming forward um, so that things are still being balanced and weighed. And now 18, the moon underneath the deck, imagination and perception. That's quite interesting. So playing with perceptions and so on like that. So using his imagination could be spinning some more fabrications, I mean, just to be honest. So let's see, anything negatively coming through for first Kamala Harris. Negative, challenging, anything to be aware of on this side. Two of Pentacles comes out for this side. So going back and forth here, money confusion, juggling two situation or ideas around. I think that people are just getting their minds wrapped around her economic ideas, and I think that that's going to be something that helps in that situation. But some people, for whatever reason, are economy voters and believe that Republicans are the economic conservatives. However, trends and facts are facts if you do your research. Page of Cups, young woman, good news on a basic level. So it's some kind of good news for female. I think the young female vote is going to be one of her deciding factors. Also, Queen of Pentacles, women over 25, coming out, dark eyes and dark hair, professional, business, domineering, showing up in a very empowered, diplomatic, value-based, reliable, stable individual here that has her mind on her money and her money on her mind. She's also, I was thinking while I was off camera, she's also in touch with the mainstream with the combination of the bardo and the thread. It's like that in between, it's like connected to ancestors, but also connected with the flow, the maiden mother crone. I personally believe that women are powerful and fantastic leaders. And I think that we're going to get an opportunity to see that. Nine of Wands, undecided, need to take a step out of the situation, then you'll see more clearly. So some undecided voters going over that side. Anything for Trump. For Trump, his challenges or anything negative on his side to look out for, be aware of. Seven of Cups, delusion, illusion, looking